Tonight, before you go to bed, take a moment and turn off every light around you, not just the room lights. Turn off your phone, your TV, everything. What you're left with is still brighter than what most humans experience for almost their entire existence. For nearly 300,000 years, night wasn't something humans escaped with a light switch. When the sun disappeared, darkness took over completely. There were no glowing cities, no street lamps, and certainly no screens lighting up the night. For most of human history, your ancestors spent nearly half of every day surrounded by darkness. And that raises an interesting question. What exactly did people do after sunset? Did they simply go to sleep? Surprisingly, no. In fact, the nighttime lives of our ancestors were far richer and stranger than most people realize. The story begins with one of humanity's greatest discoveries, fire. Scientists believe humans were controlling fire nearly 1 million years ago. While fire provided warmth and protection, its biggest impact may have been something much more important. It extended the human day. Before fire, darkness meant danger. Humans aren't natural night hunters. Compared to predators like wolves, hyenas, and big cats, our night vision is terrible. Once the sun set, survival depended on staying hidden and staying still. But a campfire changed the rules. Suddenly, a small group of humans could create a safe zone in the middle of the wilderness. Predators stayed away from the flames, and for the first time, people could remain active long after sunset. Those extra hours became some of the most important hours in human history. Researchers studying traditional hunter-gatherer societies discovered that daytime conversations are mostly practical. People talk about food, hunting, resources, and daily responsibilities. But when night falls and people gather around a fire, conversations transform. Stories replace schedules. Myths replace instructions. People begin talking about distant lands, mysterious events, ancestors' dreams, and the origins of the world itself. Many anthropologists believe these nighttime gatherings helped shape human culture. The campfire wasn't just a source of light. It was humanity's first cinema, first school, and first social network. But storytelling wasn't the only thing happening after dark. Humans were also sleeping in a way that may seem completely strange today. For centuries, people didn't sleep through the entire night in one uninterrupted block. Instead, they experienced something historians call segmented sleep. People would fall asleep shortly after dark, wake naturally in the middle of the night for an hour or two, and then return to sleep until sunrise. To them, this wasn't unusual. It was simply normal life. During those quiet nighttime hours, people prayed, reflected on their dreams, wrote letters, talked with family members, or simply sat alone with their thoughts. Modern experiments suggest this pattern may actually be deeply rooted in human biology. When researchers removed artificial light from people's lives, many naturally returned to this two-part sleeping schedule without being told to do so. It was as if their bodies were remembering an ancient rhythm that had existed for thousands of generations. Then everything changed. Street lamps appeared, candles became cheaper, cities became brighter, and eventually electric lights transformed the night forever. Within a surprisingly short period of time, humanity abandoned a way of life that had existed for hundreds of thousands of years. Today, most people spend hours under artificial light after sunset. Our brains receive signals that it's still daytime even when it's late at night. And some scientists believe that this shift may have altered not only how we sleep, but how we experience the night itself. Perhaps the greatest thing we lost wasn't darkness. It was the unique state of reflection, storytelling, and quiet thought that darkness once created. A world our ancestors knew every night. A world that disappeared the moment we flipped the switch.